Hey guys, this is Manshark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, this is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making episode 14. We're playing as Otto of the East Francian Revolt, formerly Duke of Brunswick, formerly Duke of Saxony, and we're currently in this little revolution, rebellion, civil war. Don't really think we can call it a civil war, we're the only guys in it, against our king. Slight spoiler, I did record this episode prior to this current recording, but for some reason Open Broadcast Software recorded it in an unreadable format or something. I've done a few tests, so hopefully this one is readable, because otherwise what's the point of the whole damn thing? But anyway, our king should peace out with us very shortly. The problem that we're going to actually, blessing in disguise, we're going to actually maybe have a chance to fix a problem. We're going to lose Brunswick. We will end up with Freiland, Ostfreiland, Bremen, Hamburg, Anhalt, Weimar, Plauen, and the region of Bavaria. But we're going to lose Brunswick and Lundberg and Braunschweig, and it's going to be terrible. It's not going to be great. I'm not sure if there's a way to actually get around this. We may just end up having to take this loss. I'm not very happy about it, obviously. So what we're going to try and do, maybe if we destroy the title, we can't destroy the title or a temporary holder. We can't get out of this. I'm pretty sure we just can't get out of it. So let's just set it in motion and deal with the fallout. Any moment now, the king will send us a message. Hopefully. I mean, there's a little random component to things. Nope, there it is. He's offering us peace. We're going to get 100 prestige. East Francia will have to scale their crown laws back from medium to limited. The Kingdom of Bavaria will get autonomous vassals, which is the lowest, and I get the Kingdom of Bavaria. That's the point of this revolt, so we do it. Now, as you can see here, we lost Brunswick. As predicted, you know, I'm some sort of fortune teller. That's really not great. We do still have a claim on Brunswick, strong claim, and Lundberg and Braunschweig, and those will be passable to our children. We're just getting messages that we released those prisoners, some wars ended, and all that sort of stuff. We're going to quickly nominate our son, when I find him, there he is, as our preferred heir. Let's check out our vassals real quick. Huh. This is different. They all like us. But in the dead save, or the dead video, which I recorded previously, the Duke of Bavaria hated us. We did some things to make him hate us, but he started off hating us. That's alright, let's just check out what's going on. Okay, so it's relocated our capital to Ostfreiland. That's not good. We're going to relocate it to Oberbayern, and that's because the technology in Oberbayern, well, to start with, we want our capital in our actual de jure kingdom, which is down here. We still own Saxony, Hamburg, Bremen, and Ostfreiland and Freiland. That's fine, but we want our capital down here. Just clicking between the two of one of the highest tech is Oberbayern, so that's one that we're going to pick. So we just click that button there, and asks us if we're really sure we want to do this, and yeah, done. And then we're just going to top up a few things. Top up noble and popular customs. That's always good. Top up siege equipment, military organization, and light infantry. Okay, And we're getting a little bit more technology than we were as a duke, because kings get an extra 20%, just because they're kings. Alright, we've got some open council positions. We're going to make Donald our Chancellor, because he will increase his diplomacy score to 13. And we're going to make... Yeah, this is a little tough. We don't have a lot of good spy masters. I think we'll make Methodius our spy master. And we're immediately going to send him to study technology in Prussia, just because we could use it. And Donald here is going to go and talk to the Duke of Tyrol. No, the Duke of Bavaria. You see here, the Duke doesn't like us because he wants control of Oberbayern and Bayern. Those two places. Otherwise, he'd be pretty alright with us. I mean, he thinks we're dishonourable because, you know, we tried murdering some guy at some point. So, that's not great. But we do kind of want him on side until we can get rid of him. So, where is he? He is currently in Oberbayern to research technology. The economy, actually. He is not our steward. Speaking of which, we're going to have to reallocate our steward to Oberbayern to increase the tax income. And finally, dismiss the mercs. Dismiss all of the levies in that army. We've got to wait for this one to get back to our holdings before we dismiss it. We have an important decision available. We could have a grand tournament. We have an unlanded sun. That's giving us a prestige penalty. We can soak that penalty for the meantime. But before we do that, we can we'll get him married off. That's fine. We've got a new ducal claim. Apparently I had the ambition to become King of Bavaria. I don't remember that. I thought our ambition was to become King of East Frisia. So that's given us an extra 1,000 prestige, which is pretty damn exceptional. We could pay back the money we overdues. It's 350 gold. It's a lot of money. Or we could expel them. We would get -2 diplomacy. And if we had any Jewish councillors, which we don't, that would be bad for us. You know what, we get enough diplomacy off our spouse and councillor that I think we can take this loss, particularly considering the amount of money it gets us. So, we've decided to expel all Jews from our realm. After your guards round the Jewry up, they are forced to depart in yet another large exodus for lands more friendly to their kind. They are allowed to keep many of their belongings, but you confiscate much of their gold. It shall go to the crown. So, we've actually gained another 200 gold, lost 100 prestige, and all Jewish characters are gone. We're rich. We are phenomenally rich. So, what can we do with our ill-gotten gains? Let's just build some castle walls in Wittelsbach. Come down here to Oberbayern. Going to build a... we're going to build a keep. Or upgrade the keep. That's fine. Jeez, what else can we do? I mean, we're rolling in it, so we're going to spend most of it. It only gives us 300. So we're going to build a militia training ground in Weimar. Norden could use some castle walls. We've got an ambition now, and that's to amass wealth. It's the only one that we could pick, so we might as well pick it. And yeah, we can't really do anything in Groningen, except castle fortifications, which honestly, you know, seriously. So we're just going to hang on to that money. It currently says that we're losing money because it hasn't recalculated that for us getting rid of the mercenaries. We have a weak claim on the county of Cleve, which is this one up here. Unfortunately, that would be against King Louis the Great, so we don't want to do that. Prince Ludolf and Inge have gotten married. We can collect a royal aid duty, so that would be another 50 gold or 200 prestige. We are so fine for prestige, like, we're doing fine. We're going to get the gold. So she has arrived in our court. And yeah, that's wonderful. It still counts him as an unlanded son, which is a bit of an issue, but as long as there's only one of them, it doesn't really matter. It's only a 0.8 decrease, which coincidentally is the exact same amount that you get for holding a kingdom. You get 0.8 per kingdom that you hold, 0.8 for losing a son. So, you know, we're going to just deal with it, I guess. Bit of a drink there. Now, I did go over this in the dead video, so apologies if I go too fast or skip anything that seems important. If I do, let me know in the comments, or, you know, send us a heads up somewhere else, and I'll try and address it. But, if you remember back, we had Benedicta Littlefinger as a special interest character because we promised her that we would marry her off to someone. I spent a while trying to find a guy for her. I'm a very, very awesome uncle, if you will. We could go through the arranged marriage things and marry her off to like the Duke of Epirus, or the Duke of Lombardy, or the Duke of Tuscany, one of the Byzantine princes. Not a great idea. We don't get any alliances from anybody that we marry her to, because she's only our niece. Like, she's not a direct relative. Oh, excuse me. She's not a direct relative. So, what we're going to do is find somebody for her to marry that the marriage will be matrilineal, just to increase the size of our dynasty. We could also get her off, but there's no point to that. Our dynasty is actually kind of small. So, we conduct diplomacy with her. We arrange marriage. She's already popped up as a thing. What we could do, let's just get out of that. We could arrange marriage and order them in the reverse of ranks. So you find like this guy or something. He's the heir to a barony somewhere, but you know, no one cares about that. The problem is that this thing that you get from clicking on the arrange marriage button lists all eligible like nobles and things like that. Nobles usually don't like taking matrilineal marriages, for obvious reasons. So, we want to marry her to somebody in our court. That means that she stays here. She's got a pretty good damn diplomacy score, so it's good for her to be here. She's probably going to be a fairly good educator, except for being cruel, slothful, and arbitrary, so maybe not that great. But, yeah, we want to keep her around. So, conduct diplomacy, arrange marriage, and you can see it's picked us as the guy that we're negotiating with. This is us here, with because she's in our court. And now we have a list of the eligible suitors in our realm. Now, Malbriad here is Scottish, but he is also of a noble family. He's also 62 years old. Theodoric is 50, Gottschalk is 56, wow. Gottschalk would probably be the best one to marry her to, simply because he is lowborn. He doesn't have a noble family. I don't want to marry her to any of those guys. So, what we do, we come up here to the intrigue menu, and we invite a noble to our court. This will cost us 21.26 gold, but it will get somebody called Otto, show up at our court. So we click that button, and now we go to our court and search for an Otto who is not us. There we go. Otto von Waging. Yeah, right, he's not great, but he's fertile. unfortunately, he's also a member of, just say, does he have a family tree? No, we've created him from scratch, so the von Wagging family isn't important in any way. So we're going to try and marry him to Benedicta. He'll take it. We don't have any prestige effects. She loses 200 prestige just from marrying somebody who doesn't really... He's barely a noble. But that's fine. I don't care about her prestige. And now they're married. Happily. He's 27, which I forgot to check, but 27 is fine. I believe that a man can remain fertile until they're about 60-ish, whereas women go up to maybe 40, 45, 50. So she's fine. She's amazingly fertile, which is great. He also should be fairly fertile because he has the Midas Touch trait. He's a bit of a coward, though. And she has negative prestige, but that doesn't matter. And we can remove her from the special interest thing, because, well, she's no longer of special interest to us. Duke Gundakar now favours Prince Ludolf as heir to the Kingdom of Bavaria. This is important because we're running under elective succession. So currently Ludolf is in charge. Well, he's the main heir, whereas Wilhelm is supporting himself. That may change because Wilhelm actually likes us. Engels Chalk of the Austrian Revolt has declared the Second Austrian Civil War for seniority on Duke Wilhelm II of Austria. So that's a vassal civil war. I can't get involved in that. I could try to. No, it doesn't even give me the option to join his war. That's fine. I don't care. It's this guy here, I think. No? Jeez. Maybe the guy in Steiermark? Yes, this fellow. And because, if you look at it here, see, he is of the Wilhelmiden family, which I believe, yes, the same is true for Duke Wilhelm. And because Duke Wilhelm has, well, I believe that's his sister? Yes, his sister is the heir, and he probably won't make any children because he's, oh, he might. His wife is fertile. No, she's not. She's chaste. Wow. But anyway, this is a power play on Engels Chalk. Wow, that's a deceptively awkward name. He wants to be Duke. And the idea here is, if seniority succession goes ahead in that realm, or duchy, when the current Duke dies, he's probably next in line because he's really old. And that would actually ensure a pretty good succession for him. I wonder if we can betroth her off to anybody. Like Guntram. Oh. Oh. Okay, we're going to do this. I think. Oh, yeah, I think we're going to do this. So this is the current heir to the Duchy of Austria. She's 14. And if we go to betrothal options, we could betroth her to Guntram, who is 12. We're going to keep that on hold for a bit. Let's just mark her as a special interest character, just to see how she goes. Another thing that I did in the last game that I just wanted to check out was I wanted to mark this guy, High Chief Zistabor, just quickly. And I'll explain that while everything goes on. I looked at options for expansion, because currently our realm is split into 5 different parts. We have the main bit of Bavaria down here, we have the Duchy of Saxony, the bit of Gelre up here, and the counties of Bremen and Hamburg. This is a significant issue. Duke Ernst now favours Engels Chalk as the heir to the Kingdom of Bavaria. The fuck? Jeez, really? It doesn't matter. It's fine, get rid of those. Get rid of those. Okay. He's formed... The Duke of Bavaria has formed a little faction against us. whatever. Anyway, we were looking at ways to connect up our realm, because currently this is really awkward. Everything's fragmented. It's terrible. It needs to be defragged. So, the biggest and easiest one is to go through East Francia. Well, I say easiest, but it's the easiest one to see. It's really difficult, because we have a 10-year truce with King Carlman here. He has allies out the arse. It says order them by rank. The King of Lothringia, the King of Aquitaine, and the King of West Francia. And he can call them all to war. They won't always join. If we check this out, Louis Carling here likes Carlman 38, likes us 14, so he may join. Louis the Stammerer likes us 34, likes Carlman 38. He may also join, but it's kind of a little bit less certain. Charles likes us 24. Yeah, so all three of those kings would probably join in if asked. And if we declared a war for this guy's, like, half of this guy's kingdom, which is basically what Brunswick is, of course he's going to call them in. It helps also that we're a king and no longer a, like a duke sort of thing. So, that's the easiest one to find, and probably the most difficult to actually prosecute. Got a dead bishop. Lothringia is an expansion opportunity, but while our border with Lothringia, which appears, this is a little bit of Lothringia here that we just don't care about, this is our border with Lothringia along the Alps. However, this thick red line means that you can't move any troops through that part, so you've got to move them into this province of Grisons, or Aquileia, or Cantan. That could be beneficial to us at some point. Other options are Slavonia, but that's expanding in the wrong direction. Hungary. Hungary is a bad option. Hungary is currently Tengri. It's held by the former king of the Magyars, because he formed it. And they have something called event troops. When they form Hungary, depending on the size of the realm and all that sort of stuff, because what happens is they start here and sort of start warring over this way, and when they hold most of this, they can shed these counties and provinces over here in a decision, and that gives them a bunch more event troops. They get something like 20, 40, maybe even 60,000 event troops, last time I checked. We can get maybe 3,000 when we're actually reinforced, which we're not. So, yeah. Fuck that. Another option is Great Moravia up here. We have a casus belli against them already, because they hold a single county, which is part of the de jure Kingdom of Bavaria, specifically part of Austria. So we could get that and give it to the Austrian Duke, and that would let him like us a little bit more, and by a little bit I mean plus 100 points. It's amazing. So that's an option. We have no other claims on like Bohemia or Moravia here, so it wouldn't really work out too well for us. We'd just take this little county and be done with it, sort of thing. The other option is Sorbs. The tribe of Sorbs, which is the guy here, Zistobor, who I'm monitoring now, just taking this little province here, Nisani, would hook us back up with Saxony. Taking Laxine would hook us back up with Hamburg. And additionally hook us back up with declaring war on the Norse and Sumanesco and other Slavs up here. So that's probably our best option. However, the reason why we're monitoring High Chief Zistobor is because one of his sons is married to the daughter of the King of Hungary. So for the same reason why we don't want to go to war with the King of Hungary, who would probably join in. Oh, it's closer than I thought it was going to be. He likes us 23. He likes Zistobor 34. Religious differences, ambitious and diligent versus slothful. And we just get the infidel and ambitious thing. We also get a couple of bonuses because of our prestige and all that sort of thing. So, the semi-safe option would be to send our Chancellor to sweet talk this guy when we find out exactly which one of his counties he's actually in, because right now he's leading troops, though he's not even in a war, so I don't know what the hell he's doing. The really safe option is to wait for this guy to die. We can't speed it along. We've got no plot power. Because that will let Wincenti here become High Chief of Sorbs. Wincenti is not the son who is married to the daughter of the King of Hungary. That's Jaromir. Wincenti is married to Beirut Sovacija, who is the daughter of High Chief Pergrubrius of the Yatviags, which is this tiny little two-province thing of Skalovia and, well, Yatviagi. That's fine. I don't care if they come into a war. I care if these guys come into a war. And what happens then is that particular alliance of the King of Hungary is gone. Duke Ernst favours himself as heir to the Kingdom of Bavaria. Yep, cool story, bro. I'm thinking about just intentionally pissing this guy off. He doesn't have any allies. His vassals don't particularly like him. We can't really get him killed. Let's just see how that looks. Yeah, there's no chance of us getting a spy master in on the plot. So we started at 21.7%. We got nothing. We have absolutely nothing. Alright. Well then. Let's just get rid of that plot. He's a pretty capable commander. I mean, okay, I said he was a pretty capable commander, then I saw what his martial score actually was. He has some good commanding traits. We can't just revoke his title, even if we were willing to sacrifice the little opinion penalty that we get with everybody else. We can't revoke his title because we're running under the autonomous vassals crown law. We can revoke his honorary title, which we're going to do. He is supposed to be the seneschal, and yeah, no. So now he really doesn't like us. That's fine. We'll give him another honorary title to make up for it. An honorary title is just a nice little way of getting a +10 or +15 opinion booster with one of your vassals. It costs you a very small amount of gold and gives them that gold and a tiny amount of prestige per month. If you pick Cupbearer, High Almoner, Master of the Horse, or Seneschal, or I think there's like a Master of the Hunt as well as Horse. We're not going to pick any of those ones. We're going to make him our Court Jester, which is the only negative one that we have access to. -10 opinion. He still gets a little bit of money out of it, and he loses prestige. Done. He is now the laughingstock. Who's this heir? Ernst. Ernst actually likes us, but if he became Duke, that would deteriorate really quickly, because then he gets the opinion malices because we hold Niederbayern and Oberbayern. Let's lower these levies. There we go. And start the timer again. We could still form the Duchy of Gelre. We've got enough money at this stage, but we don't really have much capacity to go to war to take Gelre at this stage. And he's also our cousin? How is he our cousin? Bugger if I know. Oh, we don't even have to go to war. This is wonderful. This is exceptional for us. We can send Count Wickman here, because he is an independent count, and offer to be our vassals. And he will accept this, despite us not being his de jure liege, because we're really powerful, and he likes us a little bit. Done! So in 14 days, he'll come back and say, yeah, sure, that sounds great. So while we wait for that, I would really like to get rid of... Oh, there we go. He swears fealty to me and serves as my vassal lord. So now you can see, if we go to the Independent Realms map, that's part of Bavaria now, technically speaking. So that should have given us a little military boost. That's fine. One reason we moved stuff to Oberbayern is because that gives us 850 or so men. You get additional levies because it's our capital county. And Niederbayern gets a bit more because it's our capital duchy. So I think we've made a good decision there. Gonna save up for improved keeps in economy. Probably save up for just either heavy infantry or military organization in military. And I'm thinking maybe legalism for culture. Oh, okay. We're getting this message not because we're involved in this war, but because we decided to monitor what High Chief Zistapor is doing. So, High Chief Zistapor the Just has declared the Sorbian conquest of Litomerice on King Harold of Great Moravia. So, this province here. And that particular casus belli is just something that pagans have. They can declare conquest wars on nearby single province sort of things. Pretty useful. Unless he calls his allies in, which he hasn't as yet, then he may not actually win that. We've just regained the ability to hold a grand tournament, because that would cost us 200 gold. We'll think about it. We'll definitely think about it. But we are amassing wealth. Yeah, so we'll keep that on hold for the meantime. We've also got the ability to press for claim on Armagnac for this woman here, which would actually be completely pointless for us. Duchess Dorithia of Tyrol has inherited the Duchy of Tyrol and other titles from Duke Gundulkar. That's actually pretty good. She likes us. She likes us a lot. That's fine. They're all good Catholics and under each other. That's cool. Well, she better get under him if, you know, she wants to keep on inheriting. Though that's a regular marriage, so any children will be of his dynasty. Which is really fine. It doesn't really matter too much, I think. His father is still alive and part of East France here. Hopefully it won't be too bad for us at some point. Yep, this guy still doesn't like us. Okay, we got further tech point increase from our spy master. I would like it to be an economy. Oh, that's like the second time I've called it. Yeah, okay, let's get improved keeps. Done. Now that means when this keep finishes, we should be able to build the next level of castle walls. So on the 22nd of September next year. Wonderful. King Arbad the Great has accepted High Chief Zistapor the Just's call to arms for his wars, so the King of Hungary is in the war with this guy. You can see that has reduced the king's opinion of his son-in-law's father. So that could be good for us, because the King of Hungary still likes us. And, you know, that's good. Where was our Chancellor at? I have just accidentally moved the screen. So let's... Yeah, spoiler, I'm using windowed mode, so something may have just popped up there. For some reason, my recording software utterly despises full screen mode. Our Chancellor is unassigned. Wow. That was dumb. Okay, I have no need to assign him to either of the dukes. Just because they'll either come around or whatever. So, let's see if we can work out where the King of Hungary's main title is. Okay, we're going to have to just take a gamble and hope that it's the one with the big shields on, Esztergom. It should be. And we'll send our Chancellor there. Duchess Dorifia now favours Prince Ludolf as the heir. That's great. Now we... oh, that's just replacing the former Duke's vote. We can't really do anything to increase this guy's opinion of us. He's already a seneschal, I think. No, Keeper of the Swans. But over time, that short reign penalty will go, and that'll be fine. Okay, so Zistobor has managed to call in both of his allies, and yeah, here you can see some event troops. Yeah. It was really nice knowing this guy. He can't even call in any of his allies. And let me just check. No, he has called in a couple of his allies, but they're only dukes. Oh, jeez, he's going to get demolished. Oh, let's just have a little check at what those wars actually were. So, the Sorbian conquest of Litomeric, and the Valendian conquest of Sizzen, which is this one here. If those wars go badly for this guy, which they probably will, we'll jump in on the end of it and take Nojmo. Just because it's part of Bavaria. Falconer is expecting me as a new hunting bird has arrived and awaits my inspection. Tell him I'm busy, 15 prestige. Need to go hunting now, which is the bishop here gets plus 15, or is it bigger than a chicken? Let's go hunting. Why not? No harm. The other thing that we can do is, now that the chief has declared war and called on his allies here, I believe we can declare war on him and he will not call them into the war, because they're already fighting in a war. The worst possible thing there is that they all just become hostile to us. Let's just have a quick check at that. Declare. Yeah, because these are holy wars that I have against him, which means I'd get this province over here too, which actually would end his war with Great Moravia, because his casus belli would no longer be valid, as it is no longer a bordering province. I think that's how it would work. Oh, jeez. But he's managed to raise... I saw 1930 there for a moment. We don't have that yet. We're still recovering from our little civil war / war of independence / rebellion. That thing that we did. Our wife's got a pretty cool crown now. Good on her. Mine's better. Okay, he has managed to... Yep, our Chancellor has improved King Arpad's opinion of us. So we just refresh that by clicking his face. He's now at 53. That's great. When our Chancellor becomes available to pull him out again, we'll pull him out and put him somewhere else on the 23rd of September. Additionally, we're going to take our court chaplain and tell him to research cultural tech in our capital. I'm never sure whether you're supposed to put him in your capital or in another province, just because it says culture spread rate. But then you check here, and you hover over one of these little working cogs, and you can see councillors is providing a 105% bonus to the natural progression of technology, not to any sort of points gathering, but to the natural progression. So all of these have, what was that, a 6.8 in legalism, 19.9 in tolerance, 17.1 in majesty. Now, how this works, each block here, which you can see highlighting, is worth 10, it's got 10 decimal places in it. So you can see here, majesty is at 1.1. It has a 17.8% chance per year of becoming 1.2. And religious customs has a 41.2% chance of becoming 1.1. Those have very small, I think, benefits. Like they have scaling benefits, sort of thing. I think. I'm not incredibly sure about that, but they may have. It sounds logical that they have scaling benefits. So there are really something like 80 levels of tech. It's just kind of the 10th level is the important ones because they unlock things. I think that's how it works. It sounds pretty logical to me. Nobody ever accused a game of being logical, though. This is the annoying thing about being in an elective monarchy. The elect accounts usually support themselves. Because, well, why wouldn't you want to be? Freiland is getting raided. They're just getting looted. They can't actually progress the siege. I'm honestly fine with that. It decreases our income a little bit, but as long as they can't do anything. Okay, here's a event from our chaplain because we have him spreading tech. My liege, during my stay in Oberbayern, I have found a great philosopher who has agreed to help me with my studies to enhance culture in the province. With your permission, I would suggest that we employ him. Of course, lose 50 gold, gain 50 tech points. Oh no, that's outrageously expensive. 50 tech points takes us 50 months to get. In 50 months, we get, geez, like 450 gold? And 50 tech points, oh, it would almost let us invest in legalism. Yes, of course, of course. So now we've got a little bit left. And 20 points will get us to there. I really hope that you can't hear that conversation that is going on outside my window. It is very, very loud for just two people talking to each other. About God knows what. I don't know. I've got headphones on and I can hear it through the headphones. So, I think we're at about the 50-minute mark. So we'll just continue doing what we're doing. Yeah, there's that 1930 army. Heck, he's already taken the entire province of Litomerice. So he's getting a ticking war score. He's probably going to win that. Swiftly. There really wasn't any doubt. Wow. We got another plus 30 opinion with the King of Hungary. I really think that our next step is going to be to declare war on Zistobor here. Because he doesn't like Zistobor. Even if he didn't have that minus 25, he would still like us a lot more than Zistobor. And we still can't pull our Chancellor out because it's not September or whatever that was. When was it? Yeah, the 23rd of September. He does still get 1930 men, like, 1,930 men by himself. I think. Let's look him up in the ledger. So, let's see, independent states. We'd order it by army this time, because I have a sort of a idea. There we are. Sorbs can get 1950 men. Yeah, so seeing as I had a kind of idea of how much men he should have, it's a lot easier to find them on the rank by army size. And you can see here Hungary has 20,000 men. There is no way in hell anybody, except maybe the Byzantines, could go to war with them at this stage and win. And I believe those men are also reinforcing. Yeah, wow. Event troops are massive hacks. Oh, great, now it's a free person conversation outside the window. Jeez. Duke Wilhelm II now favours Prince Ludolf as the heir to the Kingdom of Bavaria. That's good. We're 3-1 against the guy that we don't like. That's fine. We can't really do much with him. We don't want to imprison him. We can revoke his title and he'll actually like us a bit more because it's a negative title. We can't revoke his duchy because we're running under autonomous laws. I really want to change that. I really want to change that. Let's just have a look at how much our vassals like us. All of them. So, the important ones are the electors. So, 93, 85. And this is still with a fairly significant short reign penalty, so we'll leave it off a bit. I'd say we want to change it by the time we're about 50. Just to stop us from... Well, what will ideally happen is we'll change it, get it changed, and then we die. Because then our son, Ludolf, or Luitpold, I keep on forgetting whether our son is Luitpold or... There we go, Ludolf, will not have... Like he will have the penalty for having low crown authority, which is a -5 opinion, which is nothing. But he won't have the -20 or 30 for changing crown authority. And it'll also put him in the position to raise it to medium whenever he wants. Which would be optimal. This is the only problem in like doing what we did to take the kingdom. That it resets crown authority. Our men are coming back nice and strong. This guy died. Okay. And yeah, I think... Yeah, the High Chief has easily won this war, but there was never any doubt about this. This guy is having a little bit of a hard time with it. I'm not sure why. Let's just see how many men Great Moravia has. Jeez, they should have more than that. Yeah, I'm not seeing them appear. I've probably missed them. Or not. We're still in the... Oh, there we go. Great Moravia has 1,000 men. And 5 allies which he cannot call. And he owes money to the Jews. We expel the Jews. We can't... I don't think we can let them back in, but when we die, our heir may be able to let them back in. It's not a commander. What am I doing? Defending Groningen and Friesland. Oh, these assholes. So I'm currently occupied in this siege, which is going nowhere. It's annoying, but it's just something we have to deal with. Let's assign our retinue to go and chase them off or something. We may raise up our levies in Weimar just to bolster the retinue. But yeah, let's get rid of them. They'll piss off eventually because they're not getting anything out of the fort. I assume that they'll piss off eventually. There they go. They've left. They're going. That's fine. We are no longer defending the place. And we've just had the option to have that grand tournament come back. As soon as we go over 200 gold, we get that. Assuming that we meet all the other requirements. We could build something in Groningen. Now, let me just check. No, it wasn't Norden, it was province in... Okay, so this still has a year left on it, so we don't have to worry about gold too much. But we will build something here. What's our levy size? 356. So we can't even get a keep. 356, an extra 45, an extra 90, or an extra 45. Or we could get more tax. Let's go for the militia. Jeez, yeah. The Great Moravians are just getting the shit kicked out of them. Angel's Chalk of the Austrian revolt has died of an infected wound. Which means his heir, Poppo, has become leader of the Austrian revolt. Which is... I'm not involved in that. It's against the Duke of Austria. Something's happened over here. King Carmen has been called into a war. by the petty king of Wessex as in the Wessexian holy war for East Anglia. So we just come up here and check this out because, hey, could be important. This here is East Anglia, are the counties of Norfolk and Suffolk. So he's decided, fuck it, I'll take this stuff. And, you know, he may be able to do that, except the King of East Anglia has the King of Galloway and the King of the Obertrites. Where's Galloway and the Obertrites? They're nowhere near, they're not even on the island. No, I thought they might be up in Scotland, but they're not there. Also, East Anglia owns Difflin here, and the Isle of Man. And Moray, and oh, okay. So this guy's Norse. Don't like his chances. I mean, the other guy's chances against him. Okay, we're going to end the episode here, but what I'm thinking of doing in the future is declaring war on King Harold here, because the province that we want of him is depleted. Like, it doesn't have a lot of men in it at all. And odds are, even if he raises up men, the Hungarian forces will, you know, kick him in. The danger is we may become hostile to the Hungarian forces, which would be a very, very bad thing. Not that they can declare on us or anything, but they can attack our armies and stop our progress. I mean, they wouldn't be able to take any of our stuff. That's what I'm saying. And we can't take advantage of this war over here because we still have a truce until the year 900 with the East Francians. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes next episode. As usual, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. More than happy to answer. If you liked it, throw me a like. And yeah, I've been Sub. You've been yourselves. Later.